Hi, I'm James Lamont, Fellow at the Vidine Center for Rural Economic Development at the University of Minnesota Crookston. Today, we're going to discuss advances in vertical farming and how it's impacting both the Midwest and the United States. Vertical farming works in a relatively simple way. Having infrastructure such as heat or CO2, as well as a facility to enable and replicate what happens on the farm, but inside a controlled environment, much like hydroponics, except on a much larger scale. For organizations to locate or site projects, they need infrastructure. They need to be able to leverage facilities at an inexpensive rate and have the appropriate level of cubic footage to grow products. Vertical farming offers a number of incredible opportunities for domestic consumers. One, it creates a reduction toward climate risk and seasonality changes. For example, instead of importing products during the wintertime from Chile, we could hydroponically or vertically create them, if you will, in a large-scale facility. This also enables supply chains and logistics benefits such as proximity to consumers. If they're in urban areas, there are massive amounts of consumers that could leverage either vegetables or other types of produce that are grown. And then it also reduces a majority of the lead time. So you don't have to package it, ship it across the world, and then ship it from a port system into the Midwest or other locale. Identity preservation and traceability is also a major benefit associated with these products, given more or less the fact that you can trace just about every single component associated with what goes on within a vertical farming facility. The facilities themselves, they're located throughout the Midwest. In fact, we find that there are facilities in Minneapolis, Chicago, St. Louis, and especially Western cities. And the reason why is Western cities see major reductions in terms of their water usage. So in some parts of California, you may see a 90% reduction in water usage, yet a yield of the same type of crop, leveraging a vertical farming facility. The problem, however, is that many of these facilities are energy intensive. So unless you're co-locating next to a heat source, such as a power plant or some type of geothermal operation, or some type of large carbon facility, there's a high probability you're going to tax the electrical grid. So in places like California or other Western cities where you see a drastic increase in terms of base load use toward electric vehicles or other types of brownout mitigation efforts, you may see that high energy usage actually puts a strain on the system. So in the aggregate, they're good for the environment. They're good because they mitigate a lot of the transportation and logistics requirements. But until we figure out more effective ways to leverage energy sources, they could be problematic in some of these urban areas. With respect to a global market insight, today as I speak to you, vertical farming operations planned are in and around the $10 billion range. But by 2027, 2028, we're looking at exceeding $20 billion and feeding major markets throughout the United States. Thank you for joining me for video 38. We look forward to seeing you next time.